What's a poppin'? Hey yo, hey whoa. Midnight come in about 2 hours and 19 minutes. My name is Razorian Park. That's right. Hope you're having a wonderful day. A Friday night. It's a Friday. Is it? No, it's like Thursday. Thursday night. I gotta go get coffee. Sorry, I don't know why I start a live stream and then have to leave to go get coffee. That's silly. I should have got it before I don't know what I'm doing. It's alright, I won't be too long. I'm coming. So, tonight is going to be a more laid back stream, I think. I'm not whipping out any guitars or special surprises this stream. I just want to sit back and relax and chill. That's it. And by the way, the names of these live streams are completely random. I just come up with something to say, something to write. So I was like, but it's weird because you start like thinking of something to write and you don't know how it's going to be perceived. It's like, well, I don't want to write something that could be taken as racist or like negative, like depressing or whatever. So then I start thinking like, now I gotta think of what I'm gonna write as a title to this live stream. I want it to mean nothing, but now I gotta think really hard to make it nothing. So, I'm just saying, if you ever come across this live stream, you're wondering what the title's about, it's about nothing. Usually, I guess, I don't know, now that I think about it, if I actually had something important to say, would anyone ever actually take me serious? What's up, Ghostly? How you doing? You doing the VR again? Because I broke my PlayStation 4 controller, so I can't play Apex anymore. And I really want to. I really like that game. But I can't. I miss my Apex. If I get some extra cash together, I'm gonna get the first thing I'm gonna get is a PlayStation 4 controller. I like it's because I modded them. I took them apart. I added lights to them and stuff like that. And after time, soldering stuff inside of a controller and it just getting old and used. After time, I couldn't fix it anymore. There's so many times I took apart that controller just to fix the stuff I did. Tiff says hi. Well, say hi back. Hope she's doing well. I haven't seen her live streams lately. I'm assuming she's still live streaming. It's only like because sometimes they pop up on my feed. Sometimes they don't. YouTube's random. I think we all know that by now. You've been playing a little Apex. I gotta get on that. I thought about trying to see if I can install it on my PC, but I just feel like that would be dumb. I'm not a PC kind of guy. I don't have a controller that would be right for the PC. Or do I? I don't think I do. And I'm not a keyboard mouse kind of guy. And I don't think it would work very well. on my PC, and also I'd have to start, probably most likely start a whole new account. Dropped your VR controllers on the floor and broke them. Oh no! See, I got broken PlayStation 4 controllers. You got broken VR controllers. We gotta learn. We gotta figure out a PC game to play. Something simple like a emulator. Back to the Street Fighter 2 days or something. I need something that'll run simple on my computer. I'd like to try a new game. I don't even have money to drop for a game. Like, there's no way I'm buying a freaking $40 like computer game. But I'm sure there's something on Steam for like $5 or something that I could probably get a few hours of entertainment out of. But I don't really want to turn this channel into a... If I did, it would have to be the right game. Or if it is just for my own entertainment. But it's not like I don't have 100 things to do. Sometimes when I live stream, I feel like I'm just live streaming, so I don't have to do the things I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty chill night tonight. I'm not pulling out no electric guitars or anything. I gotta work on my setup more before I can do any of that. I'm looking at there's this mixing board, audio interface. I mentioned it yesterday, but you weren't here. But something I want. It's like the cheapest I found it was $150. Best Buy says they have it for $250, and it has, I think, 4 inputs, so I could plug in mic, guitar, and I guess DJ equipment or something. And then it has built-in reverb, so for like karaoke or whatever, or music. It has a built-in auto tuner, which I don't know why I would use something like that, but it's kind of interesting. It also has Bluetooth for your phone, so you could play music to it for your live stream, Bluetooth through the phone, which is kind of neat. I started playing Apex with you, and it was a controller. Then I moved to PC. Oh, and the keys you had to get used to the keys. Yeah, I'll pull up the thing I'm thinking about. What did I search for? I'll search for audio interface mixer. I don't remember the name, but it shouldn't be too hard to find. There's a few. The problem I have is like audio latency, because I have an audio interface right here, but I'm just getting crazy latency, and I think this thing's just old and crappy now. It's Tascam, which is a great company, been doing music before there was freaking computers, but the thing's also 15 years old, so that could be the problem. How am I gonna find this thing? I just realized it's not going to be as easy as I thought it was going to be. I had the name written down. I guess we'll just go with the... Oh, I just saw it and I pushed the button. Okay. Alright, here we go. I gotta move this over to this screen, I think, in order to show you. Give me a second. You're going to be able to see my OBS. And then I got to go over here, and I got to bring this up. And then I got to go back over here to see. I'm not digging my setup right now. I need to set my crap up better. So anyways, this is the thing right here. This actually says it's like only 40 bucks, or I mean 80 bucks, but what website even is this? I don't know. I can't. Anyways, that's it. I can't even read the website from where I'm at because it's on my other computer monitor, which is like super far away from me. So I can't even read what I'm doing. So, anyways, that wasn't super brilliant. So my setup, I spent probably 5 days making this awesome setup, but it's just everything that could go wrong has gone wrong with it. Like right now I can't even show it to you because I had an alternate webcam and it only turns on half the time because the two webcams plugged into the computer, they like fight with each other for like who dibs on like who works and which one's gonna work. So that's one issue I'm having. The other issue is the audio interface isn't working, which I really wanted to get to work so I could plug in my guitar and stuff and play music. And then I had light problems. I was using these little lights, which I thought were pretty sweet because they're really bright. The problem is they're kind of battery operated, so they get dimmer. And the other problem is if you don't touch them for 5 minutes, they have like an automatic turn off. Whoa, a bug just flew somewhere around here and hit the screen. So now I'm just using a lamp that's sitting on my table. There's a fly on my screen. Oh well. So I got a lighting situation, I got a camera situation, I got an audio situation. But eventually I want to get this all set up so it's really sweet. A mixer would be a good investment with your music and all, yeah. I still don't like cameras, I see. Yeah. I don't know if I plug. Sometimes I can get the other webcam to work, but I have to unplug it from the back of the computer, plug it back in. Sometimes I have to plug it into a different port. It's just annoying. What I'm looking for is a setup I don't have to adjust every single time I turn the computer on. You know, I just want to be able to sit down and everything works. And that was the whole goal of this setup. But instead, nothing works. The lights work pretty well, but you can't see the lights right now, so. But anyways, everything's pretty good with me. Few issues that I don't really, a few issues in life that aren't like the biggest deal, but are a little annoying. Nothing I want to get into, but overall everything's good. Just mostly the same though. Nothing's really nothing in my life is growing. And I feel like I'm so far behind what your average person would be, like as far as financially or like, I don't know, just like in life. I feel like I have to do like 5 times the work so I can get to where I should be. um, but doesn't mean things are going wrong, but stagnant. If things are going stagnant, then that's kind of, a sense wrong. I like the picture on the back. Um, the picture on the back. Oh, over here. I painted both these pictures. It's just random that they both happen to be in this shot. Um, you gave up on YouTube. Well, you were doing a few live streams there, and I was showing up, and I was in the chat, but you weren't looking at the chat, so you didn't know I was there. Back in the day, like, well, it wasn't probably that long ago, 5 months ago or something. I remember you were playing some warship game. I think you were playing is like, yeah, one of those battleship games. This is the painting I did when I was doing my Mr. Beast live streams. This one I did after, but I don't know. I don't know how good it is. I decided to stop where I was at. And I started working on some clay stuff again. I was trying to do a sculpture, but I'm just not really good at art in that way. So there's something I kind of want to, I'm like almost kind of ready to show it's not a finished product of like this clay sculpture thing I'm making, but I could show it like when it's not finished. But right now it has like Sharpie marks all over it from where I have to work on, so I don't want to show it right now. Don't have a separate screen for chat. Is that a question? Or oh no, that's why you didn't see me chatting. Okay, I hear ya. Yeah, that's another thing with my setup is I've got 2 screens, but one is so far away, I literally can't really use it. Like I can in everyday scenarios, but for live streaming, well, that's not true. It's just the way that everything's set up. I should just move this. I'll move it right now. Then I can use both screens. Gotta move my pop filter. Move it over here. The background won't look as cool, but whatever. Background doesn't look that cool anyways. Move this over here. One second. All right. Let's see. Not too bad. Now the light's way bright in my face though. So if I'm sitting here now, then I can kind of access both screens, which is a little bit better. So yeah, I guess this will be my new setup. my new setup. Like I did a whole bunch. Like my whole life has changed or something. This is my new setup. Really? What'd you do? Well, I moved my microphone over about 10 inches. How's your VR game creation? Well, I stopped working on my VR game for months and months and months. What happened was I eventually finished it and I wanted to sell it. So I put it on a site. There's only like 4 websites in total where you can sell Oculus Quest games. 2 of them, I think you can't sell them. So the third one I put it on. And I put it for $5. No one was buying it. So then I wanted to put it up on the like better one, which is I think called, is it App Labs? Or am I on App Labs right now? No, I'm on something called itch.io. But the next one up would be, I think, App Labs. Anyways, it's like one step away from the Oculus Quest store. And so I submitted it, but they told me that there was problems with it. There's things I need to fix, which I didn't really know how to fix. Like, for example, it can't drop to a certain amount of frames. Like, you have to keep it above, I think, 70 frames per second. If it dips below that ever, then you got to fix your game. It has to have a special pause button so that the game stops playing as soon as you take the headset off. I don't know. There's some other things. So I started working on that, and a lot of the stuff I didn't know how to do. So that got frustrating. The other thing is, when you're doing the versions of your game, like, 1.0 and 2.0 and 3.0, for whatever reason, when I export the game, it adds a bunch of features that I'm not using, which is against one of the policies of the website. You're not allowed to access internet on your video game unless you need internet for your video game. Stuff like that, right? And the Unity program, for whatever reason, it automatically adds all that stuff to your game every time you export. So you have to export it, then bring it into another piece of software. You have to go through the coding and delete a bunch of stuff and then export it again, but you can never export it with the same version number. So which means if I upload my game to the internet for sale and it's version 1.0, then that means if I make an update, I have to skip version 2 and go straight to version 3.0, because 2.0 is the one that I can't upload, and so I can't keep the same number. They won't allow me to do that. It's a big mess, and it kind of just pisses me off. So I started working on it for the first time again 2 weeks ago, and I want to get back into it. I do want to eventually fix it up and get it out there. I think maybe I was a little bit asking too much as a new game developer, trying to put in too many features for a system that maybe can't handle it. That's why I was dropping frames and stuff like that. So I just need to get back into it, really. It's just frustrating. And like, the other thing too is once I started selling it for $5, no one cared. It was like when it was free, I think I got like 100 downloads or something. The second I put it up for $5, it's like, nah. The other thing is too, it was, what's up, Abstract? How you doing? Thanks for popping in. The other thing that I was having issues with is the website that I had on there for free. When I eventually wanted to charge $5 for it, I couldn't find out how to do it. Turns out you have to delete your entire game page and create it from scratch in order to sell it. Which, I don't know, it just pissed me off too, because 100 people downloaded it and I want other people to see that, or any reviews or anything that has to do with the game. I want to keep that there. I don't want to have to delete everything and start from scratch like, hey, it's a brand new game. No, it's not. It's been around for like months. So that pissed me off too. So when you got all these things going on, and it's not like I'm working with a team here. It's just me making a video game. These things can get frustrating and make it discouraging. Anyways, possibilities. How are you doing? What's new in your life, huh? So I got this new idea for YouTube videos that I want to do, and it's semi a ripoff of another YouTube channel, but it's more like not a ripoff, but more of like an expansion, I would say. There is a channel which you probably heard of, Bad Lip Reading. So they make these, like, if you haven't heard about it, they will take popular like shots from television shows or movies, like Star Wars is a big one, and they will dub their own words over the actors talking, make them say stupid stuff, right? And it's really funny, and they made some music videos as well. Anyways, the latest ones that I saw, which are kind of old now, but they did Stranger Days, but they did something new. They didn't just cut clips from the television show and do overdubs over top. They recreated the episode like a new episode, and they made it look like it was a whole new episode, like new series, and still like comedy and funny, but like there was like a narrative. There was kind of like a beginning and a middle and an end, and there was only 2 episodes, and I thought, man, if they made like a series out of this, and there was like season 1, season 2, season 3, and there's like 8 episodes a season or whatever, I would watch all of them like as though it was like a regular TV show or something. But I don't think they're interested in going that route. I think they just made a couple, and who knows, maybe they'll make a couple more in the future. But so what I want to do is something similar to that, but actually make seasons, like, if I can. Like, I don't even know anything about lip reading. I guess that's what I'll research tonight, learn how to do that stuff. And so maybe it's not even possible for me to do, but if I can do it, I think it would be fun. So, but I'm admitting right here on live stream, yes, it's like kind of like ripping off their idea, but honestly, that's not something new in YouTube. But I think you take an idea and you take it to a new place, like a new plateau, right? Put your own spin on things. And I wouldn't use Stranger Days. I was thinking it'd be funny to maybe take an old show like Cheers, right? That has like 9 seasons, and see if I can make like, cut up the clips, change the words, and maybe I can make like 3 seasons out of it with narratives that kind of, a whole new like storyline that was never there before. So we'll see. I'm gonna mess with it and just see if it's something I can even do. So maybe it'll go somewhere, maybe it won't. One way that it will be a lot, I'm trying to think of the right words to say. It should be easier because I don't have to film myself, so I don't see myself having to use a green screen, keying out colors and filming and having a dialogue and all this stuff. It's mostly just video editing, right? So, and voiceovers. So I see it kind of being, except for the whole trying to see what they're doing with their mouths and trying to figure out alternate words that fit. I see how that could be complicating, but I always like growing into learning new things. Recently, one of the new things I've been doing is learning to count cards and card memorization. So I talked about this once, and I think it's kind of probably a little bit boring. See, there's look at that. Is that dirt? No, it's just my skin. I don't know how interesting it is, but counting cards, and this is not something I want to do for a living or anything like that. I'm just doing it for fun. But in blackjack, the idea is you get 21, right? And so if you get say higher cards, then you got a better chance of winning. So the idea is you count the cards that are coming out of the deck, and if there are more lower cards than there are higher cards, then you know that there are more higher cards coming, so you can bet more. And that's the casinos call these people advantaged players. And the reason they call them that is because apparently it's not illegal, although a lot of people think it is. So they can't kick you out of the casino for cheating. But what they can do is kick you out because it's a private business and they can just refuse service to anyone that they want. Because it actually gives you a slight better edge over the house. So the way it works is that a 2 or a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6 are considered the low cards. And so when you see one, you count it as a -1 on a scale. Like you're starting at 0, and so you got -1. So that would be a -1, and the 4 would be a -1. A 7 or an 8 or a 9, it would count as 0. So when you're counting it, you just count nothing. It's like it doesn't exist. Then anything higher, like a king, an ace, a queen, jack, or a king, would is +1. So you're gaining a point. So it's a neat little game that you play. So in your head to see how many cards are left in the deck, or in whether they're valuable cards or not. So here I'd go like this. I go -1 because that's an ace, and then this low card, so that would be +1. So now we're back at 0. There's another ace, so that would be a -1. So now we're back to -1. And there's another low card, so now we're -2. Another high card. This is probably because I didn't shuffle it. So we'd be at -3. A 9 is nothing. A jack, so that'd be a -4. So -4. The reason why it's called -4 is because they're in the deck cards that are left. There are now more low cards, and you don't want low cards. If you have low cards, then that means you're probably not going to win. So that's why they call it minus. So if I kept going here, this would be if we were to start over, we start at 0. That would be so a +1. This would be -1, so you'd be back at 0. That would now would be up 1, up 2, down 1. That's how that works. So I've been trying to do it at like really high speeds. And show you the speed I'm at here, but I can't say it out loud and do it at the same time. Maybe. So that's -4, -6, -4, -2. That's -0. That's 2. I screwed up. No, we're good. That's 0. So basically, we're at 0, which means in the cards left here, I have 5 cards. That means probably 2 of them are high cards, 2 of them are low cards, because that would leave us at 0. And then the 5th card has to be a middle card, because a middle card is where 0, and a deck always ends on 0. So let's see. No, I screwed up. So we got 2 middle cards, we got 2 high cards, 1 low card. So somewhere I screwed up. But that's how it works. And in a casino, they usually do like 6 decks combined. So the numbers can really add up after a while. And they can so what you want is a high points, because if you have a +1, that means there's if I go like this, +1, that means there's an extra high card in here somewhere. Why did I bring that up again? Oh yeah, so if you're playing with 6 decks, there's a chance that your points go up real high. Let's try this again, and I hope, was I even? Okay. I'm just gonna do it one more time, and then we're gonna reset the camera. That's 2, 0. That's 2. That's 4, 2, 0, 2, 4, 2. That's 0. Alright, so we should have 2 high cards and 2 low cards left. Or we could have 1 high card, 1 low card, and 2 middle cards. What have we got? Alright, there we go. 1 high card, 1 low card, and 2 middle cards. So I was right. I counted everything correctly. And I can actually go a little bit faster than that, but we're on a live stream. I got a microphone in front of me, and obviously I don't want to screw up a whole bunch of times in a row, or I'm just going to sound stupid talking about all this crap. So, like I said, I'm not interested. The only way I think I would even do it at a casino is if I walked in and say, "Hey, I'm trying to learn how to card count. Can I come here and try?" Because casinos don't like card counters, and I don't want to try to be tricking anybody, you know. But I don't think I would even bother to do that, honestly. So, yeah. Well, I'm just gonna check something here. So when it comes to live streaming and stuff, I always gotta check, move the screens around, the tabs, so I can keep track of what's going on. I got your the chat here, so I've been keeping an eye on it. But it's the other screen that tells me how many people are actually here. Yeah, I'll keep practicing and all that. So the other thing that I'm actually more interested in is learning how to memorize cards. So there's this guy on YouTube that I watched, and his video came up only because I was learning about card counting. This guy is a pro, and he's memorized 31 decks of cards at once. And takes him like 2 hours to memorize all the cards, and it takes him about an hour and a half to go through them all. And but I think he made like 3 mistakes or something, which is over 1,000 cards. I'll tell you how to do that too in a second. Well, no, actually I'm going to tell you right now, because if I started doing it here, it wouldn't make any sense to you if I didn't explain it. And I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to just tell you the idea anyways, because I'm not good enough to do it yet. But so what they do is, if you want to memorize like an entire deck of cards, you have to come up with a person for every card, and then an action that person does for every card, and then a location for every card. So what I did is I wanted to try to make things a little bit simpler. So I went with every character is like a comic book character. At first I wanted to do everything MCU, Marvel, but then I couldn't even think of like 52 Marvel characters. So I eventually went with diamonds was going to be Marvel characters. And then clubs would be X-Men characters. Hearts would be just Spider-Man characters, which I know is still Marvel, but there's enough characters in Spider-Man that it works out. And then spades would be Batman characters. So that's how I decided to do that. And right now what I'm trying to do is just memorize characters. And I'm not really good. I got them all written down on this piece of paper that was over on my table earlier. So, for example, I got here Jack of Hearts. So for me, I thought this would be the Spider-Man from the animated movie. So who is that? Is that Miles Morales, or is Miles Morales the bad guy? I'm not sure the name, but basically the black kid from Into the Spider-Verse. So that's who, because it's Hearts, so that's Spider-Man. And then because we have 4 different Spider-Man, I just went Ace is Tom Holland's. And then I went King would be Tobey Maguire, because that way Queen would be the other guy who I feel wasn't the best Spider-Man. That's why I didn't put him lower on the list. I didn't do it by time. And then I went Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. And then 10, it would be the Spider-Girl from Into the Spider-Verse. So once you figure that out, so what you do is you pair 3 cards. Not sure, but I know who. What? Oh, you don't know if it's Miles Morales? That could have been the bad guy. Not because he had like I don't know. I gotta watch the movie again. So what you do is you pair 3 cards together. So let's say the first 3 cards is this. Actually, I'm not good with the low cards yet, so I'm just gonna go with something different because I'm still learning. Let's go with these cards. And this will be the first one. So this is DC. For me, this is the old Batman, Adam West, because there's 4 Batman right now. So I wanted to use all the Batman I could use. So we got Adam West, that's the character. The third one would be the action. So I think this is clubs. So this is Cyclops from X-Men to me. But I'm not going to call him Cyclops. I'm going to take his action, which is the laser beams coming out of his eyes. So in my head, what I want to think of is Miles Morales wearing his visor, shooting the red crap out of his eyes. Then the last one is the location. So this is the King of Diamonds, which would be, for me, is cinematic Marvel Universe and Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is pretty famous right now. It's got a new movie out. But obviously the ace would be Iron Man, because he's the most famous. So for Doctor Strange, well, I guess he's in control of not the metaverse, the what do you call it, the what his whole new movie's about, and what the last one was about. I can't think of the name right now. The multiverse, right? That's it. The multiverse. So, like in the Spider-Man Far From Home, there's the trains and stuff, or is that the new one? So anyways, that's the location. So it's easy to remember. Now I'll remember that for tomorrow and probably the next day and the next day and the next day, because we have Miles Morales wearing Cyclops' vision, shooting stuff in the multiverse. So all I have to do is translate that back in multi-dimensions, is that it? Okay. So all I have to do is translate that back to the cards, and I'll remember that for days straight now. And you do that with every card in the deck, and then you can recall an entire deck, which would, I don't know, probably better than card counting, really. If you're at a casino and you could just memorize every single card that was placed on the table. But it works for everything too, right? Phone numbers and addresses. So it's just another thing I'm learning. And the whole reason why I brought all that up was because I was saying I like to learn new crap. I don't need to be a master at everything, but it keeps my brain fresh. And the reason why I was bringing that up is because of what we were talking about. Oh yeah, I wanted to make that new series for YouTube. See how it all intertwines? And then we come right back to the beginning. So the reason why I want to make this, I have this idea for this new series in YouTube, is because I like doing new stuff, and which is really why my channel never took off, because I can never stick to one thing. But G.I. Joe says knowing is half the battle, right? So technically we should already be there. So it's been a few minutes. I didn't look at the cards. We got Miles Morales, which is Jack of Hearts. Then we have Cyclops' vision, which is Jack of Clubs. And then we have Multiverse, which is King of Hearts. Not true. We all like you. Oh, thank you. I didn't say you didn't like me. Jeez, man. uh, yeah, boys. So, I am live streaming right now. I'm trying to do 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays and Sundays are just going to be extra if I feel like it. I probably will this week, though, because I missed a few days. I think I missed 4 days. And the reason was actually because I got my internet cut off because I didn't pay my bill because I'm broke. But, whatever, I just called them up and I got reconnected. They'll wait. It's all good. But after I missed a couple days, then it was like, well, whatever. Now, I guess it doesn't matter if I miss a couple more. And then, you kind of get into the whole thing. That's why I go months without live streaming, and then I'll live stream a whole bunch, because it's like once I break the cycle, I'm like, well, cycle's broken. It doesn't matter anymore, I guess. But not really like that. That made it sound really negative and stuff, but different stuff. It's like I've mentioned this on live streams before, and it's like I got my webcam set up, I got the microphone set up, I got the pop filter here set up, I got the camera, the light ready to go. Everything's good. I can just push live stream, bada bing, bada boom. But once I'm like, oh, I want to record a song or something, then I start pulling out cords and unplugging stuff, and then it's like, oh, I should live stream. I don't want to plug all the stuff. Okay, I guess I'll just unplug all the cords again and plug everything back in. So that's why I go through stages. So I got everything hooked up here for live streaming. I want to keep it that way. But now I'm not recording any music. That's where that audio interface would really come in handy. Anyways, I appreciate you hanging out with me. But I think I'm going to take off. I got to go make some food. Haven't really eaten much today. Yeah, I ate a little bit, but not enough. So I'm going to go make a late dinner. Well, it's only like 9:30 here. But for some people, that's late. Most people say dinner's like at 6, but I go to sleep at 1. So I don't know. So I'm going to go make some food. I'll be back tomorrow. I was thinking of, like I said, I was going to try to live stream around 5 my time, but that just doesn't work for me because there's still stuff going on at 5. Like maybe the stores close at 5 and 6, and city technically shuts down, but stuff's still going on, so I don't think it's a good time for me to just sit down and take like an hour or 2 hours of my time in front of the computer while there's still stuff happening outside. Cars are driving by, and people might stop by and knock on the door, or I might be getting text messages, or who knows, right? So I think these later times kind of work better for me. Either that or possibly early in the morning. So we'll see. When I get drunk, I listen to your jams. Oh, thank you. Yeah, those last couple of jams I did with the DJ chicks, those were pretty fun. I showed a friend one of those earlier today, and he really enjoyed it. But anyways, maybe I'll see you tomorrow if you're around. Stop by, probably around the same time. I appreciate you. You know that. And say goodbye to Tiff for me. Abstract, if you're still here, have a wonderful night. And if there's just someone else here that I don't know about, well, then I hope you have a good night too. Unless you're someone I don't like. But I don't see that being a possibility. So, what an awkward way to end the live stream, eh? All right. All right, then, with that awkward.